Good evening and welcome to Grey 8 Awakening. We are now starting the art session of what the anatomy of a gray painting would be. And so we're just doing practices. Usually in the gray paintings I would use my own photography and my own art basically, but for practices and some of the pieces, even I think most of these pieces that I'll do with you guys, I will also put them in the Grey Awakening book that is getting ready to be launched. Sorry about that. So we're going to begin with this session, and this is going to be a soft session because I'm doing art and it's important to focus and give it your all, even if it's a practice and not all the pictures. I do have pictures from an artist here that I already cut up. These are mountains and trees, and the printer was having a certain problem, so you can see that the lines came up, but it was perfect for the design of this Grey Awakening painting. And this is a nature part of the painting, so we're going to definitely use this image. This is my partner's image, so he's a photographer as well and a painter, and that will be used. I found this, usually there'll be grays I know, musicians and artists and other healers that I know, but this one is from a magazine that I found. I think it was either Vanity Fair or no, it was the New York Times. I'm getting the New York Times Sundays because it's an important paper to get some information of what's going on, present events, and the gray is it is always important to be into present events, news, art, and what's going on, whether we agree with it or not, whether it's the best for the world or not isn't the question. It's us being aware of what's going on. And this is a model, and I don't know if it's Yves Saint Laurent, I don't know which one, but I thought a perfect face because grays are, you know, in the physical depiction in the paintings, they are depicted as androgynous type. So I'm gonna put half the face and make this part probably the lady and this guy the guy, and the lady in this instance will be the gray angel, I guess, if you will. So we'll start by today we'll use a little bit of encaustic. I think this I got these Encausticos, hotcakes, encaustic wax painting. This is a brilliant yellow. I don't know if it's, let me see here so you guys can check it. Well, it's hotcakes. It's a yellow color, which is very light, and I'll show you why I use these pale one. I wanted to use this one, and also the raw umber, which is more like a very dark kind of brown. This is funny, you can see some of the other stuff. Anyway, these are the raw umber and the brilliant yellow pale from Encausticos. This one's used. I've painted with this one before. I'm going to use just a pen. We're not going to do the background in encaustic. We're just going to use Mod Podge for pasting some of the collage. And then this is the pale yellow. So let me start by pasting the larger images on the encaustic board that I did get. Even though there's not a lot of encaustic that's going to happen, I'm still going to use a museum series panel here. Ampersand is a company. We're going to open it up. Sorry, that was me. I just was checking if the microphone was on, because I do want this to, you know, to kind of tell you how the process goes. I'm going to put the microphone closer. Anyway, let's open this. And there's the encaustic board story, creative collaboration, Ampersand, and actually F handmade paints. So these are the companies. This is a good one. I've used it before. For encaustic products. And there we go. That's it. I want you to check most of it out, right? So this is, I think we'll begin with the nature element of it, which is the mountains and the forest. And I'm going to, I have a picture in my computer that I'm trying to find here, that kind of I put together just to remember maybe the way I want this one to go. This is a foresty type collage slash multimedia painting, and let me see, I'm trying to find some of the things we're going to use. Our stamps, Distress ink I want to use. This is a good company and has different, this is a vintage photo type distress ink. I thought that'd be nice, but I also have another one here which I'm going to put in another pad. It's called Illusions, and this one's a turquoise color that I thought would be a good color to use as well. I'm sorry I'm taking longer than I would like, but you guys understand I want to give you the right thing and not just go in blind, although sometimes that's the best way to do art. Because this has a structure, as I said, I'm trying to put it together in a way that works for you guys and that you understand kind of what we're doing in the Grey 8 Awakening series. So, alright, so I'm going to start with Mod Podge. And what I'm going to do to create some collage here, we're going to use this. This is a really good matte product. I guess a lot of people that create art know it. So I'm going to use, I don't know what that is, okay. I'm going to use my brush for this. And just kind of start with the back. Because this one goes on top, I do want to kind of set them. I'm going to put this guy on the side here. And here is the cutoff. I don't know if you can see, but it's the cutoff thing. So we're going to start with the mountain and the trees. And you can see there will be also some other things coming up. We'll start with 2 books that I'm going to be reading for you guys, for anybody who's interested, and kind of the different themes that were really touching in the Grade 8 Awakening kind of mythos, philosophical myth, and influences, inspirations. One is called The Candle of Vision, the world of imagination, and the other one is called, it's one I found, I think, at Barnes & Nobles, and I don't go there much, but I did, and I think it's called something about a ninja, The Path of the Ninja, and I took it up because I liked the symbol of the book. It was kind of grayish with silver, and I liked it, and I started reading this, and it really reminded me of my dreaming of what I'm writing, or I had written in Grey Angel Awakening. And so I bought the book because it had some cool, beautiful Japanese cartoonish designs, but also some symbolism, so I thought that would be good. And then I just thought it was a good book for young people maybe that are, or people that are just, you know, trying to understand more of what ninja's philosophy and practices are. There's my forest and mountain. And now we're going to put the actual image of the human here. And make him or her a gray angel. And so I have those two books that I'm going to read. And that's coming up soon. We're going to continue to do, I might do some larger paintings with my photos and people I know, grays I know, but that will be kind of, I will do videos about it. I don't know if I'll do this space type deal because this is so much harder when you have a really big piece of board or canvas. Alright, so let's see, mister, where do you go? Oh look, he's already getting gray. He's already messy in the middle here where we're going to do the actual gray, so that's funny. And this is going to be female gray, I think. I mean, the part of the gray is going to be female there. There we go. You know, there is another image that might go underneath this circle. I circled his head because there's going to be a brain in his chest, or hers, and then there is an image there that is a heart. And I have this little one. It's kind of a cartoonish image, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it, but there. And I don't know if I wanted it on top of or underneath the hole in the head, and I think I might try underneath before this thing completely glues. As long as you can tell, you can see the heart. I think that's really the purpose. I guess I want you to see that it's a head as well. Let's see. Kind of idea. The idea that it's a human head. Yeah, I think it is. So that's a heart. Very nicely there. Now, next is that brain that I was talking about. Left and right, it says here. Gosh, I'm losing my little. This is kind of the frame we're going to use. This is the frame. Kind of lines, different colored lines. I always want a modern, sleek look as well. I don't just want the antiquities or the different ancient symbolisms that we always use in gray, but I also want a very modern approach. Here we go. We might use something around this brain just to make it pop out when we do the encaustic pen. By the way, I should get that encaustic pen going anyway. So here is that brain. Yeah, put a little Mod Podge on top just to secure it. Yeah, good. There we go. And then over here is a skeleton. And I think this is a perfect place for it because it's still very light, and you can see it through the jacket. So I'm just going to do it here, see how that works out. Kind of, I don't want to make too much bubbles, right? So one on the frame, and that's good. That's a good place for it. You see, so this is kind of how it's looking with the main elements. I'm just gonna I'm sorry, here we go. Cut this face in half and start later with the project on the gray side, which I'm thinking is this one, and we're gonna make this a female. Anyway, that's kind of how it's looking. We still have some things to do, and I think we'll do the cell phone. I already kind of cut a little Barbie phone. It's from a magazine. It's kind of it's an iPhone, and I think this will be part of the chest of the man here. So a little bit in the back, maybe here. Place to collage it and take those lines away from the skeleton. Start doing that. Uh-oh, there we go. Sleek. Remember, Mod Podge usually dries pretty well, but you do have to leave it without bubbles, so it just gets exactly, or dries exactly as you wish. That's good. I think that's good. I had pasted these lines or glued these lines to the cell phone because it had some kind of advertisement, and yeah, I'm going full on with my hands so the bubbles go. So this is kind of like the frame that we're going to do. I really like that contrast when the frame is here on the side. We're just going to do 2 frames and then kind of do some other encaustic and project over here. Anyway. So, there is another company I work with when I do projects called, and I know some of the crafters and people that do different things work with it. Jim Holtz. This one's called Ideology, Sprocket Gears, Engrenages, different things that you can use in different crafts and arts projects. I think I'm going to use 2 of them with this gray, and do a little bit in his head here, and then this one here kind of coming out. So let's do that. Just already pasting them. Oh, you don't want to do too much on there, do you? Here we go. And this guy here. It's really cool. I like that because it's industrial. Reminds me of industrial revolution, you know, metal, one of the elements, by the way, very important one. So we have that, and then maybe a little separator here. That looks nicer. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and try doing some of the gray. I got Lumiere, a light body metallic acrylic, and I'm going to try to put it on camera here. I also have some things that we're going to paste at the end, which are the frames. And you know what, I have these 2. This is a button, believe it or not, but not a real button. Sometimes I put real buttons or real textures, and I do have some of that. Just because I wanted to, so I'm going to do one. This is the same button from this jacket that this model is using, so I think it goes with the theme, with the circles and the creation of clothing, and this kind of military, if you see his jacket, so I'm going to do it there. And then we'll do something to make it a little rounder, because I did. But anyway, maybe even one here, I could put another button. Or maybe here, in the body, in the skeleton. In the skeletal system here. Very, gray, just a button right there. That's something. Let's leave it there. Good. Alright, so we have that. Again, we're going to still use Mod Podge to frame the sides with the linear kind of thing. And then for now, I'm going to use that pewter that I was talking about. I'm trying to find, you know what, I'm going to use paper here. I think you can still see on camera. And I might see how that's going to work out. There's not a lot coming out, guys. Okay, there we go. You know, we need to lighten this guy up. We need to lighten this guy up. So I did bring an ink because I couldn't find white acrylic. So I got Pelican drying ink, and I think this will lighten them up. I'm hoping it works together. With a very different material. We'll see. We will see. If it doesn't, I'll just do it later. I'm hoping we don't need to. I'm going to use this guy to mix it. There you go. That's a pretty nice light. Okay. It is shiny. I could probably use more white. Now remember with gray, we need the chaos sometimes. We need not to have everything perfect, but there will be some part of the painting, some part of the picture that is very, very aesthetic, very perfected. I'm not going to hold for this one because this is the first little mess. This should be a darker gray. I'm going to do the jacket. So I'm just going to do it here. See how that works out. Kind of don't want to make too much bubbles. Right. So one on the frame. That's good. That's a good place for it. You see, so this is kind of how it's looking with the main elements. I'm just gonna I'm sorry, here we go. Cut this face in half and start later with the project on the gray side. Which I'm thinking is this one, and we're gonna make this a female. Anyway, that's kind of how it's looking. We still have some things to do, and I think we'll do the cell phone. I already kind of cut a little Barbie phone. It's from a magazine. It's kind of it's an iPhone, and I think this will be part of the chest of the man here. So a little bit on the back, maybe here. Place to collage it and take those lines away from the skeleton. Start doing that. Uh-oh, there we go. Remember, Mod Podge usually dries pretty well, but you do have to leave it without bubbles, so it just gets exactly, or dries exactly as you wish. That's good. I think that's good. I had pasted these lines or glued these lines to the cell phone because it had some kind of advertisement, and yeah, I'm going full on with my hands so the bubbles go. So this is kind of like the frame that we're going to do. I really like that contrast when the frame is here on the side. We're just going to do 2 frames and then kind of do some other encaustic and project over here. Anyway. So there is another company I work with when I do projects called, and I know some of the crafters and people that do different things work with it. Jim Holtz. This one's called Ideology. Sprocket gears, engrenages, different things that you can use in different crafts and arts projects. I think I'm going to use 2 of them with this gray, and do a little bit in his head here, and then this one here kind of coming out. So let's do that. Just already pasting them. Oh, you don't want to do too much on over, do you? Here we go. And this guy here. It's really cool. I like that because it's industrial. Reminds me of industry, industrial revolution. You know, metal. One of the elements, by the way, very important one. So we have that, and then maybe a little separator here. That looks nicer. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and try doing some of the gray. I got Lumiere, a light body metallic acrylic, and I'm going to try to put it on camera here. I also have some things that we might want. We're going to paste at the end, which are the frames. And you know what? I have these 2. Maybe this is a button, believe it or not, but not a real button. Sometimes I put real buttons or real textures, and I do have some of that. Just because I wanted to, so I'm going to do one. This is the same button from this jacket that this model is using. So I think it goes with the theme, with the circles and the creation of clothing, and this kind of military, if you see his jacket. So I'm going to do it there. And then we'll do something to make it a little rounder, because I did. But anyway, maybe even one here, I could put another button. Or maybe here, in the body, in the skeleton. In the skeletal system here. Very, very telling, and very much what I do with gray, which is a button right there. That's something. Let's leave it there. Good. Alright, so we have that. Again, we're going to still use Mod Podge to frame the sides with the linear kind of thing. And then for now, I'm going to use that pewter that I was talking about. And I'm trying to find, you know what, I'm going to use paper here. I think you can still see on camera. And I might see how that's going to work out. There's not a lot coming out, guys. Okay, there we go. You know, we need to lighten this guy up. So I did bring an ink, because I couldn't find white acrylic. So I got Pelican drying ink, and I think this will lighten them up. I'm hoping it works together. They're very different material. We'll see. We will see. If it doesn't, I'll just do it later. I'm hoping we don't need to. I'm going to use this guy to mix it. There you go. That's a pretty nice light. Okay. It is shiny. I could probably use more white. Now remember, with gray, we need the chaos sometimes. We need not to have everything perfect, but there will be some part of the painting, some part of the picture that is very, very aesthetic, very perfected. I'm not going to hold for this one, because this is the first little mess. This should be a darker gray I'm going to do. So I said, it's not truly ASMR. So we're gonna do half of it. 3. And this is a pewter, so it's really more like it has some shine. It's a silver gray. I like that. For this guy here. We're gonna leave the eye. Sometimes I'll do the alchemical rainbow eye. Because it looks really different, or the alchemical rainbow bursting eye. And you'll see the paintings and the differences. But today we're leaving that. I might even do a frame later for that. The zipper is going to be kind of my guide of where it stops here. I still will see the way to make her a female. Maybe put a little bit of lashes, maybe put a little bit of lipstick or something. Definitely hair is going to be something that we're going to kind of start doing later. I'm leaving the eye, but I'm not there. And I want to leave as much lines there. Here is where the wing will be. I always have one wing, and we will finish the one wing later on, but maybe just a frame here, something like that. There we go. The font did get bubbles. That's it. Finally get some bubbles. We'll see how we work it. I didn't want this with bubbles, but anyway, we'll see. So that's that. And now I think we'll start the framing. I would like to start the framing, I think, because that's going to give us a better idea how to work the face. I think I'm going to put a bit of facial hair, just a bit, and yeah, that's going to look kind of cool. And then, of course, I want to work with my encaustic pen to kind of do the finishing touches for today. Let me just that one and start the framing. This is the pen, and I'm going to let it, I just put it on, so I'm going to let it warm up. A little bit of that. There's your yellow. Your pale yellow, maybe the umber. We'll see what we'll use. But I'm going to try to do the framing with you guys. If it's too much, because it could be too much sometimes. I mean, too long. Not too much, too long. Then what I'll do is cut and then finish it off myself. But this is the idea. So in some of these creations, I will speak of what Grey Awakening means, where it came from maybe, and the project that will be published in 6 months from now. I also begin the channel with a art piece, or a art piece craft practice, because I think that's the most important part of Grey, that there artistic no matter what they do, whatever they are. And this is for artists. This is dedicated to artists. This book and this project of Great Awakening. So I will to healers as well, and we'll talk more about that through the different art pieces we'll do together. I might use some of them for the book, a lot of them, and then you'll be part of the creating of it in a way, although we have the project set, and basically I'm just putting the writing together for now, because it's notes all over the place. So now this is kind of how it's looking. There's the brain we talked about, the chest, we have the heart on the head here, and I'm starting the framing for the blue, and it's going to be all around. So I have these are from Crayola, I believe. They're wax colors from Crayola, and I'm just going to frame